Hello everyone, it's Romanova, and I'm here as your host for Women of the FGC Guilty Gear Strive Edition. This is where we highlight various women in the community and discuss their successes within it or outside of it. Now, before we get started, I'd like to just give you a little bit about me. I've been in the FGC now for 5 years. I've been competing and commentating, where I've gotten to commentate events such as Dragon Ball FighterZ World Finals in Paris. I also am into cosplay. I've been cosplaying since 2012, and I create all my own costumes. And last but not least, another little thing about me is the game industry is pretty much my life, and I've been working in it for about 5 years now. And I got my start in 2016, actually, as a QA analyst on Injustice 2 and NetherRealm Studios. Now, enough about me. Today, I'm really excited to be interviewing Jaidlyn, and I could not ask for a better, warm, friendly face to join me today. Let's get started.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me and for hosting me. This is really exciting. And I mean, to mirror what you're saying, I can't imagine being interviewed by a more bright and bubbly, wonderful person. So this is going to be great.
I love it. For those who are watching that may not know you, hopefully they do. She's amazing. Let's give them a little bit about you and, where you come from.
Sure. Well, my name is Jaidlyn, and all of my social handles are at Jaidlyn Gaming. So if you want to follow me on any social media, that's where you'll find me. And I've been around for a little bit, not as long as a lot of the more established members of the FGC, but been around really since 2018-ish, and been doing things like commentary, primarily for BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, but I've also done a little bit of DBFZ, and now working on Strive. I compete, and I do cosplay as well.
That's actually, I think, how I met you. I think you entered a cosplay contest at Combo Breaker 1 year, and that was the first time I ever got to talk to you face to face.
That's true. I forgot about that. That was my second competition, and I remember meeting you and being like, oh my gosh, it's the Romanova, what am I going to do? Because in both commentary and cosplay, you're a really prolific member of those communities, and so to be like there and being like, look what I learned how to sew with a machine was like really intimidating. But I appreciate all of the really good feedback that I got from there, because
I think you're one of the judges' choices.
I think I was.
Yeah, I think you still ended up making it, even though it wasn't like the, I think, top 3 placements. So I was proud of you. I didn't know you then, and I was proud of you. And I always love more amazing women being a part of this scene.
Yeah, it's so fun because once you get into it, once you meet everybody, you're just like, how can I not be part of this community? You make all the friends and you have all these connections that you can always tap into. There's something really electrifying about the community that when we get together, it's the coolest thing, because it's just a group of people that want to talk about the video games you love. And you just don't experience that anywhere else. It's so great.
Tell a little bit about how you got into Guilty Gear Strive specifically, and that can even be from what led you to pick that up, whether it was a past one or another, anime fighter.
Rev and Rev 2 were my introductions to Guilty Gear, and just the flashy play style and the characters and the voice acting really drove me to want to play the game and get used to the game. And mechanically, they're a little difficult. And once I got my hands on the Strive beta, I was like, oh my gosh, this feels unreal to play. So I was kind of into it from the beginning. And now that it's here and it's live, getting to play it and getting to play people on this rollback netcode all around the world and practice with different skill levels from anywhere. I have played so I'm Midwest based, but I've played East Coast, West Coast, and as far away as Germany and Malaysia flawlessly.
Do you think that being a woman in this community has affected your experience? Why or why not?
In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. In the competitive aspect, not really, just because I feel like, for me personally, I'm there to play with everybody else. It's interesting, I didn't think about it, but I'm always really specific about especially if it's a travel competition, what I'm bringing to wear. I mean, it's mostly because I want to be comfortable, but also because I'm like, I want to be comfortable in a space where I know there are less women. And I hate that I do that a little bit, but it's also kind of a reality of being in that space. I feel like now that I'm more comfortable and more established, like when I first started going to events, I don't think like anybody knew who I was, and that's totally fine. But now that, I've done commentary, I've been on a more national stage, so to speak, for events, like, I think I'm personally going to be more comfortable because, not just because I'm more comfortable as a woman, but because I'm more comfortable as myself within the community. Whoa, double KO! Check that out! Hey, just got this game and I gotta say, it's fun enjoying your stream. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm glad you're enjoying my stream. Welcome anytime. I definitely know that being a woman in the community shaped who I am because I am more assertive about, what I want, or being in my space, or, asking, hey, are you XYZ? And like not feeling like I can't ask this person because, I don't belong here. I do feel like I belong here. And I feel like, a lot of the women who are in the FGC now, we all do belong here. And I feel like a lot of us are getting our feet under us and we can say, hey, you mind, moving your bag over 2 feet? Because I'm going to stand here. We don't feel like we have to ask permission to be in that space anymore. And because we've all grown into a part of this community. We are here to play. We are here to play. Let's play some video games.
Is there any advice that you have for any women and other marginalized genders who want to get into the community that, may help them guide their way, or, help them feel that this is a place for them as well if they may be, second guessing it?
I think as somebody who was afraid to say yes to that first step of going to an event, of trying to be to be a part of something, don't be afraid to say yes. Don't be afraid to take the chance, because it can be uncomfortable. Like, it can be really difficult and give you kind of that like uncomfortable, anxious feeling to be, I'm going into a space where I don't feel like I belong. But if you just take the chance and say, yes, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna do it. I think a lot of people are gonna find that they do have a space and they can lead to some really, really great things. Like 2 years ago, I was kind of commentating locals and not really knowing what I'm doing, to getting to this past March, commentate part of the PlayStation Open series for Crosstag. Like, I got to commentate for PlayStation. That's so cool. And one of my dreams was to get to commentate for Combo Breaker, and I got to do that this year. I'm just really fortunate to have been able to do all of these events and then to work with all of these fabulous commentators that I used to be like, man, they look like a cool person, and now they're my friends and we just hang out and talk about video games. So there's definitely a space for everybody in this community, and you just have to say yes to come and find it, because we're here for you.
I'm proud of you, and I'm sure other people out there are. Also, though, you're a musician, so once I get a guitar again, because I used to be in a band, I'm gonna hit you up to start our Guilty Gear cover band, okay?
Yes, and when? Let's go.
ASAP.
I'm really glad to have been here again. Like, I couldn't imagine being interviewed by a better person, and just getting to share this time with you has been awesome, and I'm just really grateful to be part of it all. So thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for interviewing me. Play Guilty Gear just because it's great. And yeah, I think that's it.
Well, thank you so much, Jaidlyn, for being our guest on here. And, everyone, thanks for watching. This has been an episode of the Women of the FGC, Guilty Gear Strive, and we're not done yet, so we'll see you next time.
プレイステーション